Good morning, my name is Miss Daredevil and thank you for stopping by. Today we are going to play a little Pandemic 2, which was one of my favorite browser games when I was younger. And the premise of this game, we're going to do the realistic instead of the relaxed version. It offers a little bit more access to the features of the game. Will take a little bit longer, but that's okay. I have time. But the premise of this game is that we're going to pick one of these three different types of pathogens. So it can be a virus, a bacteria, or a parasite. I think I'm normally a bacteria, but we'll play a virus. We'll try that. And then you get to name your disease, which I always thought was kind of cool. And what we are going to try to do today is kill everybody. And we're going to kill everybody with kindness. That's what we're going to do. So we'll name our virus Kindness, and we don't want to watch the tutorial, it's fine. Our disease is going to start in Russia. So we'll just drag this over here. And so if we click on Russia, it tells us that there are 4 infected. This is the healthy amount of people. You can see that there are 0 dead, quite a few many people alive, and none of the airports have been closed, none of the shipyards have been closed, the hospitals are all open, so nothing's been closed down, and none of the effects that happen when your disease picks up have been taken into account. So down here we have a menu, which we don't need. We can look at the world, and this tells us how many infected people there are in the entire world, the start date of our disease, how many days have passed, the healthy population, the dead population, the alive, that's important, where we started, and then this has some other information that we'll need later on in the game when we progress a little bit more, but it's not quite as important now. But we are going to look at our disease, and so I don't know if you saw down here, but we have 18 disease points, evolution points, and so we're going to look at what kind of statistics our virus has. We are durable and we are a virus. Okay. People are sneezing, so that is that was the first perk that we got, and people their virus is resistant to cold, which is important because we're in a very cold region. So if we click on one of these, we're going to look at what we can do. So let's look at coughing. So here's the coughing information. It is provoked when there is substance within the breathing passages that need to be cleared. So that's what causes the cough. You cough to clear your lungs out. Coughing can help spread your disease, while it may also cause lung damage to an infected individual. Coughing is quite noticeable, and it's loud and visually repetitive. So this will cost us 3 points to buy, but it is a very noticeable perk. So if you look down here, here's our infectivity, here's our visibility. So we're a little bit more infective than we are visible. So we kind of want to if we can keep our visibility down while boosting how effective we are, that will be what we want to do. So let's look at the fever. Fevers have the potential to be deadly while being barely noticeable at all. That's only 5 points. So yeah, we'll buy the fever. That's going to increase our lethality. We'll be more lethal as a virus. We're still, that didn't really help with how effective or infective we were, but we're less visible. So let's see what we have. Vomiting will allow infected individuals to easily expose others to our disease, while also dehydrating themselves. Vomiting is very noticeable, so we kind of want to stay away from that. What is sweating? Sweating will make an infected person noticeable, so we definitely want to stay away from sweating. We have we still have 13 points. So we could unlock the next tier for 11 points. We could boost our resistances. Let's see. We only have 14 infected people, so we're not really spreading. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, but our disease points went up to 17. Did we suddenly have 17 infected people? So we want to pull the disease up. I feel like we want to possibly buy another resistance, but I think we're going to buy a drug resistance. Because this is only 4 points, so that'll bump us back down to 13. We're still not very noticeable, and I kind of feel like we want to maybe unlock tier 2 for 10 points, which will still leave us with a couple, and then we're going to get dementia. Oh, no. Dementia is a progressive decline in mental capacity and function due to disease in the brain. Dementia makes infected individuals more noticeable. So that was kind of bad. I feel like that really didn't help because now our visibility is just as high as our infectivity, and I would have picked a different. But see, we also dropped. So we did have 17 infected people and we dropped. And so we're bouncing between 14. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, so it's going up. So we're going to give this some time to stew in the petri dish. We'll see what we can do to boost our infection a little bit because we want it to spread around the world. That's the point. We have this world map up in the corner that my camera might be sitting on. I could probably flip it. But that world map, we want to get all of the countries and all of the peoples infected. So you can see we can click on all these different countries and it will tell us if our disease is spread. And at this point, it hasn't. It's still contained within Russia, but we don't have a lot of infected people. So it's slowly climbing. So we'll give that some time to simmer, and we'll come back to it in a little bit and see how our disease is doing. In a cup, and it looks like our disease jumped up a little bit. I saw it kind of hit 80 or 90, and then it fell. But now it looks like it's going back up again a little bit. I was thinking that now that we have quite a bit of evolution points, may want to invest in some more symptoms and some more. So I think we should do our cold resistance level 2, which will help because we're still in a very cold region. I think we're in one of the northernmost regions. So yeah, you can see Greenland up here is going to be really cold, but until the disease really spreads, maybe Canada. But since we're looking at Russia, that's all settled up. There were some hurricanes for a while, but those have broken up, so it looks like we're jumping back up to 80. And I haven't really purchased a lot of the other infection perks because I don't. Until we really spread the infection over the world, I don't want to make it completely noticeable. And I was getting a little worried when the infected people dropped. I'm a little less worried. Maybe we'll see what we got. We might do coughing. I think coughing will be the less noticeable. We're still really only a quarter of the way visible. I don't know that, because a lot of these is I think they're very noticeable. Pulmonary edema. There's the buildup of fluids and inflammation in the lungs. Pulmonary edema can be a serious health concern. It also slightly increases the chance of infection exposing others to your disease, but it doesn't say if it's noticeable. So we might, when we are a little bit more. Oh yeah, we dropped down to 77. We want to go up. There we go. We're over 100. Woo woo! Go us! But I was always amused. Like, I played this game a lot as a kid, and I think the parasite was a little harder. I could be wrong. I think you get different perks though with the parasite. No, you get the same ones. I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, we're close to 200. Oh, we did it. Oh, there's flooding in Cuba. Yeah, flooding. Oh well, it'll be fine. So you can see as I think the population grows every day. I think that the world population grows. And only 19 days have passed, so that's not terrible, I suppose. And we started in March of 2008. But they still haven't really noticed our virus because they're not building a you'll see when things start to get really bad, they'll start to invest in a vaccine, which they will have to research and study, and then they will have to develop. So, and then this tells us, which is really cool, this tells us all of the countries that aren't infected, all of the countries that are infected. What is that one? Oh, and all of the Forsaken regions. So we don't have any Forsaken, but we do have Russia's infected, and it hasn't quite spread yet, and I'm hoping this one is building a little bit slower. Sometimes you can really boost the infection, like you can just go hog wild and it will spread really, really fast across the world, but you have to be really, really careful because if you do it too quickly and it's too noticeable, some of these countries will close their ports. So like Madagascar down here, if you don't hit Madagascar, and if you don't hit, what's the other one? If you don't get New Zealand, they will close their borders really, really quickly, and then you can't get the infection to that area, and then people will survive, and so you will have lost the game. You'll have killed most everybody, you won't have killed everybody, so you kind of have to play with that a little bit. So we're almost at 300 people. Oh no! Alright, so we were almost at 300 people and our disease dropped by half. Like the infected people dropped by half. So we were at 300 and it dropped down to like 150. So you can see now we're at 660, but I had decided to get the drug resistance 2 perk, and then we didn't have a lot of evolution points to spend, but now that we're back up to 17, I thought we might, unlock tier 3. We'll live a little, we'll get a little fun with it, have a little fun, we'll get a little sassy. So we'll buy that and see what we get, and it looks like we have ataxia. Ataxia is the sharp decline in motor skills. The cause of ataxia is often dysfunction in the cerebrum, which kind of goes with our dementia. Ataxia is a slightly noticeable condition that impedes movement in the infected. So this doesn't really help us spread our infection, it kind of boosts our noticeability, but we'll take it. That leaves us with 2 points to spend, and let's see how we're doing. So we had flooding in Cuba, now there's flooding in Indonesia, there's earthquakes in Madagascar, and hurricanes in Greenland. And our infected people jumped by 100 while we were looking at our disease perks. But we still only have 2 perks, so we have to be a little careful because if we spend too many of them, then we won't have enough evolution points to combat the vaccine when it's produced. So we have to be really careful with that. So, woo! We hit 1,000 people. Woo woo! Woo woo! But we still haven't spread to other countries. We're still kind of contained in Russia, and I'm really hoping that we start to spread soon. What's a little boat? It's a little boat swimming above the country. Touch East Europe, I do, but there's no infected. We haven't spread at all. So okay. Come on, go up. Hey guys, that's it for today's pandemic episode. I apologize, I forgot how long that game takes to play. I should have remembered that it could be an extremely long game, but I went right over my head. So we are gonna call it there for now. It was really a lot of fun. We will put the next episode up within the next couple of days, so I hope you come back for that. And I'm not sure how it's gonna end, can't quite remember, but we may pick up another game later. I'm thinking Stupidity is a good disease name, but if you have any other ideas, you can leave those in the comments. If you have any game suggestions, you can definitely leave those in the comments as well. And then if you want to connect with me, I have my Discord and my Twitter up in the banner on the right. They're on the right, I think. I can't remember. But always feel free to drop me a message or a comment and give me some love and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
We are number one.